Good morning, everybody. How is everyone today? All right. My internet has been hinky, so if the frame rate suddenly goes to heck, that is probably why. I'm gonna blame NordVPN for that one because it's been weird. It's been disconnecting me and reconnecting me, so I may disappear suddenly. Hi, CC. Yes, indeed. All right. Well, before my internet fails me, let's take a look at the games that we have today. These are the games from February 7th, Tuesday, and it is currently February 8th, Wednesday. Wow, it's already Wednesday. Where did the week go? Huh. All right. Other people have been busy at least. Good morning, Numata. All right, we're going to start our day. Actually, I'm just going to look at how many games we have. We only have 26 games today, so not a ton. Always interesting to see like the sort of random fluctuations in terms of how many games are coming out. Still, 28 games is quite a few, so we'd best get started. Our first game is called Asian Food Cart Tycoon. Interesting choice. For sale for for sale for coughing, apparently. 1 second, I'm going to cough much louder. Okay, better. Ish. All right. This is on sale for $12.99, developed by Nexfell Entertainment and published by CRX Entertainment PTE Ltd. Wonder what PTE stands for. And so we have grow your satay business and become the most successful satay entrepreneur in the world. We have two different names here. That's interesting. So trailer says it's Satay Shop Tycoon, and the name on Steam and the capsule calls it Asian Food Cart Tycoon. All right. We have a little 3D character. Is this us? Why are we following them? What's going on? Oh, no, that was a customer. Wild. Okay. All right. So it looks like a fairly normal kind of kitchen chef game. But it's really weird that we're like sticking with that customer. Do we follow him all the way off? Almost. All right. Weird. Odd choice. Okay. Very tycoony. I'm guessing this is probably a port from a mobile platform, and very, very simple store page. So yeah, I'm gonna guess that this is a mobile port. A couple of people played it, and store went up on the 23rd. Picked up 7 followers and no reviews. I would say the capsule is very weird because it looks surprisingly dark. Like, there's a couple of things working against them with the capsule image here. Also, it doesn't look like you ever move anywhere else. Like, you're always in the same spot. So I think this is a sort of very small scope game. What am I going to guess? Probably 50 people will check this one out. People do like Tycoon games. All right, moving on to Avenger, the C64 CPC Spectrum game, developed by Gremlin Graphics and Pixel Games UK. So this is another port by Gremlin Graphics. I wonder what kind of game it is today. Find the stolen scrolls of Ketsuin and avenge your father's death in this top-down action game set in the world of the Way of the Tiger gamebook series. Wild. Originally released in 1986. Contains the Amstrad CPC, Commodore 64, and ZX Spectrum versions of the game. So they ported all the versions. That's kind of cool. I do appreciate that Gremlin Graphics is not just picking one of them and is actually giving you all of them. Admittedly, probably not a game that I would play, but in terms of archival purposes, it's nice to see these releases. Doesn't look like they sold many copies of this one. as there are no reviews. Ah, come on. Backslash. Okay, here we go. One person played it, and it went up on the store page on the 20th. They got 14 followers, so not terrible, but no reviews. Again, probably 50 for this one. I just don't imagine there's a large market for that kind of game these days. Still, I like seeing it. Moving on to Balloon Man. Balloon Man is for sale for $3.30, down from $3.89. Developed by Starry Night Studio and published by a game company that unfortunately I cannot pronounce. Balloon Man, action, puzzle, Souls-like platform. Okay, so they put their tags in their description. Alright. Wow, okay, they do have like Souls-like boss fights. You're a little balloon person, I guess? With boxing gloves. And now, what? Wow. Okay, quite varied gameplay apparently. Huh. Okay. Apparently you have fall damage. And now we have Void Clouds. Alright, I would love to have been in the meeting where they were like concepting this one. Okay, so it's gonna be everything. We're just gonna throw everything in this game. Wild. Alright. Wow, they've got portals. Clearly, they put a lot of stuff in their game. No one can say that this is a tiny one or a low effort one. A lot of very odd, conflicting art styles going on. What happened here? 3 negative reviews. I think all in Japanese. This is what happens when you use a game's idea generator. Well, this is what happens when you use a game's idea generator and then don't turn it off. Like, you just leave it running and you're like, oh crap, the game's idea generator said that now it has to be a platformer with portals. Hi, Josuke. So yeah, let's see how they did here. In Chartland. Well, they put up the game on December 15th, which is not too long ago. And picked up 9 followers. So I wonder about this one, right? Because I look at this one and I'm like, yeah, I probably wouldn't buy this one either, right? But it's not like it's unclear what you're doing, right? I don't think we have a comprehensibility problem here. All of the individual scenarios we're seeing all make sense, but like I think what's missing is like the connective tissue. Like, what is happening and why? The descriptions do not explain the context at all, right? Challenge yourself to a speedrun, avoid traps and solve puzzles. It seems like it's just a bunch of scenarios mashed together. So maybe that's why it didn't do particularly well. I don't know. Huh. Certainly an interesting approach to game development there. What am I going to say? I'm going to guess 200 people check this out. It is really strange. I could see some streamers having fun playing this one and just going like, what the heck, as it changes what it is every 5 minutes. Okay, our next one is Beaver Clicker, which is for sale for $4.55 and down from $5.69. Developed and published by Temi. I wonder if Temi is the person who worked on Undertale. If it's the same person. No, this is not Tem. Okay. Beaver Clicker is an idle game where you collect logs. Then use these logs. You can acquire all sorts of sources for the logs, like convincing squirrels, sponsoring school field trips, or even taming the fungi found in nature itself to help you in your wood collecting journey. Okay. Interesting choice for an idle game. Seems like a pretty standard idle game, I think. It's kind of weird that it's hard to see what your what the main screen is. Oh, I guess this is the main screen. Interesting choice. That's always been part of the fun of idle games to me, like Cookie Clicker, is how bananas the main the main visual, like the visualizer is when you have like thousands and thousands of clickers and stuff. So okay, this is in early access. 2 reviews, both positive. Buy this if you support an early developer or just like achievements. This game is fantastic, almost comparable to Grandpa's Cheese and Snood. I haven't heard of that one. The ending made me cry. Okay. I love it when the beaver said, it's beaver in time, and beavered all over the rivers. Okay, so people are, I think, mostly taking the piss there. But still people are checking it out. When did this go in? This went up last year in January. So it has been in development for a while. Picked up 74 followers, which is not a great followers per day, but still 740 wish lists, and picked up 4 positive reviews. I think it was actually 5 by the time that I was looking at that. What am I going to guess? I think I'm only going to guess realistically 100 people. Theoretically, it should be higher with this, but I think most people are probably, who made the reviews, likely didn't keep the game. That would be my guess. All right, moving on to City Ambulance Car Driving. Is this Yusuf Islam Sayan and Samatakar again? Yes, this is our friends at Inspector Studios with their daily game. This one is called City Ambulance Car Driving. They are putting it on sale for $1.09, down from $1.29. Let's see how they're doing today. Take ill people to emergency hospital in this ambulance game. If you like to play simulation games, this ambulance game is for you. Alright, this looks very similar to bus simulator car driving, which makes sense, as they seem to be in the same series. Very long written description. We think you'll enjoy this game, which has a different concept among ambulance games. Become a good driver in this ambulance game and own a good ambulance car with the rewards you earn. A better ambulance car will allow you to enjoy the ambulance profession more. I wonder if this text is AI generated. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, so no reviews as is usual for their games. They don't have bundles either. That's one thing that I'm surprised at Inspector Studios. Inspectors, like a lot of people who make games in this way, where they make tons and tons and tons of games, they bundle them together. So it's like you could get all the car driving games, where there's like 12 of them, for $8 or whatever. But they don't do this. So I'm really fascinated by their business model here. All right, as far as car driving games go, it looks kind of similar to the bus simulator one. I think they're probably going to sell 30 copies, maybe? Hard to say. All right, moving on. Oh, come on. What's wrong with my keyboard? There we go. 50. Okay. Next game is a free game called Conjury Revell, produced by SMU Guildhall and published by SMU Guildhall. Hi, Para. Hope everyone is having a lovely day this morning, or this noon, again, as I am starting a bit late. Alright, Conjury Revell is a first-person action game from the students at SMU Guildhall. Hey, okay, what's SMU Guildhall? I'm guessing you're an animation studio. Oh, no, you're a video game development program located at the Southern Methodist University. Okay, so it is a university course on game dev. Nice job, everybody. Use your magic spells and abilities to eliminate waves of faceless oppressors as they attempt to keep you from rebelling against the system. Okay, all right, neat. We have wizard rebels here. Thanks, Math429. First-person shooter with wave-based arena combat. Play as a rebellious dissident fighter to rid the world of magical oppression and forge a better future for their city in the clouds. Neat. Neat idea of a game. I thought there was some cool interactions between spells and created some neat combat moments. Better than Forspoken. Brutal. Okay. Fun game, but sadly, second part didn't have any sound except spell effects. Okay. All right. Very, very good job, students at the SMU Guildhall. I am going to check your charts, even though this is... I too enjoy dumpster diving. I don't consider the Steam charts dumpsters. I think that they're interesting. Like even games that come out where it's sort of like, this is clearly a game that is being released for like different reasons, like this one, right? This is a student project. This is not a dumpster game. This is the work of some people who are learning game dev, and I think that's very cool. They got 19 followers and 4 reviews. I think... What am I going to guess? I'm going to guess 100 people check this out. Probably 200 people. Excellent job, again, SMU Guildhall. Moving on to Daily Dadish, which is for sale for $12.99, developed and published by Thomas K. Young, which I think is our first solo dev of today. Oh, you're a little radish person. This is very cute. Oh my gosh, look at how cute this is. Okay, it's an adventure that lasts a whole year. Wild. Okay, Daily Dadish is a retro platformer that features over 365 handcrafted levels, one for every day of the year. Okay, face challenging foes, unlock cool characters, and help reunite Dadish with his missing kids all over again. Oh, okay. He's called Dadish because he's a radish who is a dad. Very cute. Okay. I wonder if the levels are locked, like you can only play one a day. I was first hesitant to the idea of Daily Dadish, but after playing day one's first level, I'm 100% hooked. Would recommend. It's a great and well executed concept. Yeah, I think this is delightful. But there's a game called Daily Dadish, Dadish on Radish, Dadish Radish on Switch that my partner plays. I'm gonna check. Let's see, Dadish Radish, Dadish on Poki, Dadish on the App Store. He's a dad and a radish. Yeah, same, made by the same person, but it is a different game. So it looks like a similar art style and mechanics. I think the daily version is specifically like this this level pack where it's like one per day. All right, excellent job, Thomas K. Young. This is really adorable, extremely cute. 1, 2, 3. So that is 3 positive reviews. Let's check your charts. Also, I want to see what the numbers for the original Dadish game were. Oh, they have a bunch of these little Dadish games. So, not bad numbers for Dadish 1. Dadish 2 slightly less. And slightly less. So I don't imagine that they will sell a ton of these if the trend there that we saw holds true. But still, it's extremely cute. Right, January 10th. Yeah. All right, $40. What's my end goal with the spreadsheets? Well, the spreadsheets are mostly... That's a very good question. Part of the point of doing this is to try and figure out if there is a point in doing this, right? I don't see people doing this kind of close reading of large quantities of games. Normally when I see people doing like analysis of Steam stuff, it's usually done mechanically, right? Someone will scrape Steam and pull out a bunch of information out of it. And, whoa, I'm losing my voice again. Hold on. In the middle of answering questions, right? I'm back. So, the perspective that people usually do get when they look at Steam is very detached, right? They're pulled out. They're not looking at individual games. They'll say like, okay, what are popular tags, or what are what are statistical associations that we can make between, like, is going into early access a good idea? Is what kind of games are selling now? What kind of games aren't selling now? What are good capsules? What are bad capsules? Does having a good store page translate into more sales? That kind of thing. And while the perspective that I look at these games from is very short, I'm only spending a couple of minutes per game, right? And I'm only looking at their Steam page most of the time. I will occasionally like check their Twitter or whatever. Is very limited. This is a different perspective on the games that are coming out and the games industry as a whole, than you would get by just doing a statistical analysis. So it's part of that. I'm also like, I'm a game developer. I'm trying to make my own indie games, and a good part of this is like, I want to know what kind of games will do well, and what kind of problems to avoid personally in my own, for my own games and for the games that I make in the future, right? So yeah, I'm gonna guess for Daily Dadish, they probably sell 1,500, I think. That said, I don't know if this is something that is particularly valuable to do really long term, right? Like, my plan is to do this for at least 2 months, because I want to, once we catch up with when I started this, I want to go back and check my work. Basically, I want to go back and check to see the games, if the games that I estimated as doing well would do well, and if the games that I estimated as doing badly did badly, right? I do the same thing, but without the spreadsheet. Oh, really? Wow. So I have another person who checks all the games on Steam. That's very cool. I think that makes me, you, and Annoying Crow, who are the only people who are actually currently doing this. Yeah. Yes, caw. All right. I did the same thing, but I watch you guys do it. Yeah, that's a valid way of doing it too. I think there's some value to other people as well, which is why I'm doing it on stream. I mean, doing it on stream is also a good way of keeping me doing it, right? Like, I have a problem with being motivated unless there's some kind of like ritual to it. So this is a good way of getting me to do this, right? I don't think I would have lasted more than 4 or 5 days if I wasn't streaming it. Also a valuable thing too, yes, because this is it's easier to watch and listen than it is to do it. So I do enjoy it. All right, I'm gonna move on. We got to get through the games for today. All right. Our next game is Drift Experience Japan, which is a free-to-play game developed by Game Development Alexander and published by Game Development Alexander. Go full send drifting in the streets of Japan in 2 different sprint circuits and customize your car. Alright, cool. So we have a drifting game, and unlike the previous drifting game, in this one you do actually drift. Really nice vegetation. The car model looks very slippy though. Like, you're drifting at like 30 kilometers an hour, which is, you probably need new tires if you're doing that. Still, doesn't look bad. Let's see what people are saying. And here's Annoying Crow. That's a lot of drift. It is a lot of drift. This game needs some work, but it's still pretty fun. The car physics are a bit wonky, and the sound needs some better tuning. Other than that, it was pretty good. 5 out of 10. Only played for 5 minutes, though. Once again, Crow's the first person to review a game. It turns into Slenderman if you go up the road. That would actually be, in the kind of games like Frog Fractions or something, where Frog Fractions was advertised as like, this is a learning game, and then there was like this whole other game underneath it. Having a cheap looking driving game that, if you crash or something, becomes a horror game would be, I think, really cool. That's genuinely a really good idea, Annoying Crow. Maybe there's soap on them. Yeah, could be. Let's see. Alexander Lamar. Have you done other games? I think you have. Right, yes, you made Gunwatch Conflict Survival. What was this one? This one was... Right, this first-person shooter game with zombies. They made this a couple weeks ago. Right. Okay, so there's some people playing this. Very nice. To do a surprising number of people playing this. 30 players with only 16 followers. That's a really interesting ratio there. All right, January 25th. $16 followers and 2 positive, 3 negative. Not a bad followers per day, but very, very short marketing period. This is also free to play. I can't remember whether or not their previous game was free to play. Conflict Survival. No, they charge money for this one. So this one is free to play. Interesting. I'd be interested to talk to Alexander Lamars about what they're doing, because they're doing some interesting, they're doing some stuff that like makes me think, oh, okay, someone is experimenting, someone's doing some cool stuff here. So what am I gonna guess here? 400? Yeah, I'm gonna guess 400 for that one. I don't really have a game that I'm currently working on. That's part of this process. I'm in the process of figuring out what my game project is. I have behind me several drifts of abandoned projects in various stages of completion, but I am not currently working on any one of them. Part of this process is trying to figure out what that is going to be for me. And I do plan on possibly streaming some development stuff for that once I have it in a state where I can. I'm not just like wandering around going like, would it be a good idea to do a building game or a deck building game? You know, which is where I am right now. I'm in musing and brainstorming mode. All right, our next game is Full Moon Kit, which is for sale for $5.84, down from $6.49. Developed and published by Hit the Healing. That's an interesting name. Let's relax and get some refreshment with the cute animals in Full Moon Kit. Collect more than 90 plus free moving animals and enjoy a cool swim with fountains and bang jumps. Bang jumps. I think there is a translation error there. Enjoy the beautiful scenery. This is an invitation to the peaceful pool and mysterious world of healing for you. Okay, so this is like hanging out in a pool, the game, with balloon animals. With cool skyboxes. And a snake in the sky. Alright. You will receive a full kit that you can enjoy pool vacation from the sky. I don't know what full kit means. I think that's probably also a translation error. But the two people who have played it appear to have liked it. We had another game that was basically just sort of like, this is just a meditation and chill game. Last week, I think. So, I think there's a bit of a market for this. Maybe not a big one, but something. Yeah, it could. I don't know if they didn't really tell anyone about it though, so I don't think it's gonna go anywhere, unfortunately. But you can see like there is healthy interest in this, despite the rather dodgy translation. There's some interest there. So what am I gonna guess for this? 300 maybe? I think 300 people will check this out. Capybaras was sold it. Yeah, we know some people who are really big into capybaras. All right, moving on to Gloria Victis, medieval MMORPG with a very old Steam ID. So this is almost certainly coming out of early access. Currently on sale for $12.49, down from $24.99. Developed and published by Black Eye Games. And we have a developer playthrough. Gloria Victis is an MMORPG with an emphasis on realism set in a low fantasy medieval open world. Enjoy MMO with skill-based non-target combat, open PvP with territory control, deep crafting system, and player-driven economy. All that served with beautiful graphics and an immersive atmosphere. Huh. Okay, looks sort of very standard medieval combat-y stuff, but it's kind of giving me Bannerlords kind of thing. Oh, except there's giants. Okay. Huh. Are my estimates for 1 year? No, my estimates are kind of a combination between my estimates are basically for 1 month. Though also kind of for the entire life cycle of the project. They're a bit fuzzy. Mostly I'm going to come back in a month and check what they have against my estimates. So it's mostly a month. And I'm not particularly good about remembering that. Usually I write down what I think will be a total lifetime sales. So I'm probably going to be very, very off when I come back and check my work. So there are lots of early access reviews. I can't play, no servers in the list of servers, tried to restart, reinstall, turn off firewalls, connect VPN, nothing helps. Impulse purchase will either live up to your regrets or reduce your standards. There are no winners here, unfortunately. Game is not what it seems, very dead and devs don't care. I mean, I bet they do care. Fun game, great devs who really care, right? Very different perspectives on this. Love this game, 25th of January. Okay, when did this come out? It's gotta have been out for a while, right? I have never heard of this game. There's a bunch of people playing it, so 1,700 people playing it, and right. So this is a very old game. Okay, so let's check the history. If you will forgive me for several moments of scrolling. Oh boy, I think this might take us a while. MMOs update their pages a lot. Are MMOs even really a thing anymore? Like, I'm guessing this was probably initially conceived of in 2015, 2016. I'm betting that's when they went on, when they built the page. At which point, MMORPG was still like a keyword. But these days, I don't even think people making MMOs call them MMOs, right? Like, you look at the disastrous Bioshock one from 2 years ago, or BioWare game from 2 years ago, Atlas or whatever it was called. Not advertised as an MMO. It was advertised as a live service game. Okay, come on now. Oh, I wish I could get this automatically. I need to figure out how to query Steam for this. Okay, yes. All right. Gloria Victis beta testing started in October 3rd, 2014. That has been a while. Okie I'm going to have to use math to estimate this, because I very seldom look at games that have this many. Okay, so it looks like they've probably sold somewhere in the range of 230,000, but because they've been on Steam for so long, that's probably higher. More people review games these days than they used to, and this has been out since 2014. So I'm going to guess probably 400,000. That's my guess. Good job, Gloria Victis devs at Black Hat Games. It's weird that I've never heard of them before, but, you know, the world is big. There are lots of games. Moving on to Hug Survivor. All right, Hug Survivor is on sale for $14.44, down from 400,000. That seems like a lot. Yeah, but you know, MMOs, right? Hug Survivor, developed by Moomy Moomy. Hug Survivor, love-filled survivor roguelike shooter. Hug and bind the nuisances that spawned crazy chicks. Kick out the mass-produced chicks with the nimble hugging action of the cute threesome. Okay, all right. So there are baby chickens, and your cute anime girls throwing food at them. Okay, and sometimes there are also cute anime girls as well that you throw food at. And then their clothes fall off. What on earth is this? Okay. Alright. Fine. Show me your charts, please. There's someone playing it. I am surprised Twitch has not found this yet, because this is really weird. Alright, January 19th. $79 followers. Eight positive, 2 negative. Okay. Well, I definitely think that these people have an interesting game that that could do pretty well, I think. But they only gave themselves 2 weeks of lead time, and okay. What am I going to guess on this one? They've probably sold 500 now. What am I going to guess? I'm going to guess 2,500 for this one because of the velocity, right? They got four followers per day. That's a lot. If someone goes like, "Wow, look at this funny game," and that I found, and then plays it on Twitch or something, it could definitely take off. All right, this game is a long way from Rogue. All right, they are clearly operating on a greater wavelength than I am. All right, our next game is IOUA. IOUA is a free game developed by Jack! And published by Jack! Whoa, alright. IOUA is an endless torture game set in the distorted remnants of forgotten RPG Maker puzzles. Hello, I don't need any help today. Yes, I agree. I think that Hug Survivor has a really cool art style. I really like the big chickens. You can talk to a shrub. Okay. Modern RPG Maker nightmare set in desolate landscape of crumbling software. Solve oblique and confusing puzzles inside the remnants of forgotten games. And so I think this is one long meta joke. Does anyone know the clock ticks? 12 to 6, then switches back to 9 puzzle? Please comment or help or join this Discord to solve this game. I don't recommend joining that Discord. Don't click on Discord links unless they're in store pages. And even then, be careful. There's enough games on Steam that will like try and sell you crypto or steal your computer. Okay. A bunch of people playing this on Twitch. Interesting. Week. Yeah, lots of people playing on this on Twitch. Very interesting. Okay. Emily came out on the 21st. A lot of people watching it on Twitch right now? That's interesting. Not many followers, though, and only one positive review, which was asking for help with the puzzle. So, that's interesting. Not a bunch of organic reach. It is free, though. What I'm going to guess? I'm going to go out on a limb and guess, based on the Twitch numbers, there'll probably be 800 people who check this out. That's my guess. I could be very wrong, though. Interesting job, Jack. Assuming that you are one person, fantastic. You made a game. And it looks kind of cool. All right. Moving on. To multiplayer Werewolves, which is for sale for 90 cents, down from 129. Developed by Anchor Wright or Arcor Wright? Arcor Wright, yes. Arcor Wright and published by Arcor Games. Multiplayer Werewolves. You and your team are the last remaining humans on Earth. Can you survive? Okay. Multiplayer Werewolves. We've got some people wearing funny hats. This man is in a jester hat. Which, I mean, hey, if you're the last humans alive, also you can do funny dances. This seems like an odd way to start the game, though. Okay. All right. So you have different. You have vehicles. Do they drive though? Can we go anywhere? Okay, so they do drive, and we have a ruined city. Okay, there was a werewolf. All right, I think we have our first werewolf at 50 seconds in. Okay, there's a werewolf. It's kind of ignoring you. And then you can shoot it. Except it's labeled as a zombie. It's labeled as a zombie, and then it disappeared. Okay. Thanks, Buttercup. I think that's a medical problem you should have looked at. Opened a hat shop, get rich on apples, and married Joshua. Okay. Oh, apparently you can just, like, give yourself items. Like, you can hack yourself items. Very interesting animations on the werewolves. All right. Let's check their charts. So we have this game went up on January 25th. Pretty positive and 1 negative review, and 7 followers, so not a ton. It is only 90 cents. Anchor Wright. Have you made other games? You have. You've made a bunch of them. Right. Equal People. Oh, yes, this was that one. All right, this one was really strange. This one came out, and it's all sort of 3D scan data, but it's like it's an walking around and talking to people game. So, what am I gonna guess for this one? I'm gonna guess maybe 80 people check that one out. Yeah, that's my guess. Archer Wright is another one where it's like I would love to see your sales numbers, right? Because if it costs $100 to get a game on Steam, and they only sell 80 copies of this, they're losing money, right? It costs this person $50 to put it on Steam, and obviously, well, it didn't take them a great deal of time to make this game, because they were working on their other game before that, right? They were working on Equal People up until 2 weeks ago. Like, clearly this is someone's full-time job. All right, moving on. To Nadir, a Grimdark Deckbuilder. Right, and I think we saw the person who was making Nadir before. Nadir, this is also by Black Eye Games. Right, Black Eye Games, who made the Gloria Victis MMO. Okay, so by the same people. This one is for sale for $17.49, down from $24.99, and published by Black Eye. Okay, cool. Alright, Nadir is a roguelike deck builder with a twist. The cost to play a card is an enemy reaction you can predict. Craft your own cards to slay powerful demons, gather resources, expand your city, grow in power, and conquer the underworld. Interesting art style here. That capsule is insanely cool. I agree. Yeah, like really, really solid art here. Control your enemy. Very, very cool. Cool critter design. The interface is clearly inspired by Slay the Spire, which is not a problem because Slay the Spire is extremely cool. Fantastic art, just love it. So I'm guessing that Black Eye Games just released this, and full release leaving early access. Okay, yeah, so this was an early access game. I don't know, negative reviews, what is? Not fun. Doesn't feel like this is a complete game. There aren't even death animations for enemies or real transitions from screen to screen. Just drawing instant switch to rewards after playing a card that would end the battle. Huh. Build a card element in the art is fun, but it doesn't pop the way that fights in tight spaces or Slay the Spire do. Interesting. So this feedback there is very mixed. Still, a bunch of people are playing it. It is gorgeous. This went up on October 13th, 2021. Picked up 10,000 followers. Extremely decent. That did not translate into tons of reviews, which means probably not a ton of sales. Unfortunate. Would I be interested in some data from a 2019 game? Yeah, of course. I like data. Data's cool. Followers per day, pretty good, but that's those sales numbers, very low. How long were they in early access, though? So they must have gone into early access in June of last year. That's what I'm guessing that's what this jump is. They have an extremely low follower to sale conversion. I wonder why. Huh. Right, because they've undersold their followers by like 70%. Because with right, usually you multiply the number of total reviews by 30 these days to get total sales numbers. So they're looking at maybe 3,700 sales from 10,000 followers, and that's within a fairly long time span. So, I'm gonna guess they're gonna get to 5,000, probably. They're still like they have. They're still getting reasonable followers per day. They have a reasonable spike at the end there. Show me the last week. Yeah. Okay. Very interesting. My game is Type Knight, and I sold 6,500 since October 2019. Very nice. Very cool. I'm going to look up Type Knight. For those who are just listening to the video, we're going to take a look at a game that was released before, because the creator is in the chat. That's very cool. Purge the graveyard from the forces of evil by using your typing skills. Very cool. I thought this might be a typing game. This is a cool idea. And 105 reviews. So you sold 6.5K from 105 reviews. That's pretty good, right? I am bad at math, so I'm just gonna type in 105 times 30. So yeah, the review per sale here is like half of what you're reporting. So that's interesting. Normally I look at some of the higher estimates and I'm like, that's probably not true, but maybe it's just because I'm a pessimist. 300 returns. Typing was a genre. Yeah, no, there's a bunch of typing games. This one looks like a pretty good example of the form. Very cool. Game Math 429. All right. Our next game from today is Netherverse. which is free to play and developed and published by Playmind. Netherverse is a free-to-play, third-person, team-based 3v3 multiplayer deathmatch online game set in a dystopian world. Team up, choose a class, and fight to survive. Discover our unique world-shifting mechanic, as well as the human and nether worlds. Okay. Pretty cool art style. 3v3 deathmatch arena game. Okay. We can hit people with... We can hit ghosts with baseball bats? I approve. You can play as a ghost, and then hit people with claws. World shift mechanics. Okay, so it looks like you can... That's a cool effect. Very cool effect there. Alright, cool. Only one user review, though. Oh, no. Okay, this is... I expect nothing and I'm still disappointed. Well, if you're the only player, that's a problem. What did you guys do? Playmind. Playmind is not a small company, right? I don't think so. Okay, nope, I was wrong. It is a small company. Beans. Okay, so, I have to look this one up because I wonder if this is from another system or something. Netherverse, did you show up? This is an Arrowverse fandom. Netherverse game. On Steam. Moby Games? Netherverse for Windows? No. Playmind. We are a Playmind creative studio specializing in games and digital experiences. Nope, not telling me anything. Steam Early Access? No, it's only on Steam. Wow, okay, so... I think they fucked this one up. Yeah, rough. So clearly, a lot of work has gone into this one. But they released this on Steam and did not do a marketing campaign, right? So I think probably what their plan is that they're going to release the game into early access immediately and then like build up a player base over time as they develop the game further. But I don't know if that will actually work because of how Steam treats early access, right? Steam treats early access as a launch and as a multiplayer game, and it doesn't look like they have bots. If you don't have people playing the game, people can't play the game, and so they won't play the game, right? If you have a player that goes into a multiplayer game and they can't get in a match because there are no matches because no one else is playing, they won't play. A multiplayer game has to hit and maintain a player base so that anyone who wants to play the game can get into a game in a reasonable period of time. If they can't do that, then they're in a lot of trouble, right? I don't necessarily think that this is unsalvageable. I think they could probably pull this one out, but it's going to require a substantial marketing effort on their part outside of Steam because Steam won't help them. And also, basically, I think they need to like relaunch or something. Like, ooh, this one is heartbreaking. Crud. What am I going to guess on this one? Assuming that they don't. Gosh, I don't know. Any number I put in here is going to be a guess. Based on the numbers that they currently have, I would say 100. I really hope I'm wrong on that. I hope I come back and they've found some way of getting a player base, like a self-maintaining player base. But if they don't do some kind of huge marketing effort on this part, it's never going to recover. Bummer. All right. Moving on to Old Tunnel. Old Tunnel is for sale for $3.39, developed and published by Huge Pixel. Old Tunnel combines tough, real-time battles with an automatic runner and platformer. Each of your skills has a cooldown, so you'll have to fight in difficult conditions using ingenuity. And all these underground monsters are trying to tear your adventurer to pieces. Okay, so they have turn-based battles where you pick things on a timer, and then your character automatically runs forward. Huh. Interesting idea for a game. I like the sprite art. The sprite art's very nice. Gameplay stays in one of the tunnels where there is a mythical spring that restores the youth of anyone who drinks or swims in its waters. A group of archaeologists a group of archaeologists having found it find themselves in a dangerous situation from which only a guard armed to the teeth can pull them out. Okay. Stylish pixel art runner in which we have to break through underground tunnels, dodging various traps and fighting unusual enemies, including serious bosses. The traps and troubles in the dungeons make the game really exciting. Well-made runner game with appealing hand-drawn graphics. I shoot and I love it. Run from left to right and change weapons. Game is interesting. Decent playtime numbers on these, but they're all very similar. Okay. Moving on to the charts. 5 people are currently playing it, but only 12 followers. So they have a very high review to follower count. Ah, 2022, 76, but only 12 followers and a surprising number of reviews. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 positive reviews. Right, compared to Nadir, vastly more reviews than followers, right? Based on positive reviews, what am I going to guess? There's such a mismatch here between followers and reviews. I'm not going to say the reviews are fake, but they are anomalous. So something unusual is going on here. I'm going to guess 100 based off of this. The pixel art is really good, though. Nice job, Huge Pixel. Moving on to Phoenix Nightmare, which is for sale for $20.79, down from $25.99, developed and published by LFR Games. Oh, sorry. I should probably clarify. Like, I really don't necessarily think that the reviews are fake here. What is interesting is that if these followers numbers bear out, what would likely explain the higher sales number is if they have a really strong mailing list or something. That would be my guess. All right, moving on to Phoenix Nightmares. Step into an immersive horror experience in the desert of Arizona. Your car broke down after traveling miles. A few meters away is a suspicious abandoned gas station. Crazy kidnapper is on the loose. Search and find ways to escape and solve collecting stuff, shooting guns, and solving problems. Huh. Okay, so there is a monster dude. Might be from friends and family. Yeah, that could be it. Okay, so I don't think that this capsule is going to help them sell this game, right? There's a very strong visual language established for horror capsules on Steam, which might feel kind of samey, but remember your capsule is an attempt at communication, not self-expression, right? You're trying to say like, hey, people who like this kind of game, come buy this one. And I think that this is probably going to drive them away. If I had to guess what this capsule was without knowing what the game was, I would guess this was some kind of like off-road driving game, just because of the mountain and the fact that like we have a bright blue sky. Graphics don't look bad. All right, I could see this doing okay. For a better experience, turn your lights off and put your headphones on. Nice. But no reviews. And no, actually one bad review. Let's check your charts. Went up on the 12th of January, which is not a ton of time, but isn't no time. And picked up only 8 followers in that time. So not great followers per day. And that is a very high price for a short form horror game. This person only played it for 20 minutes. Hard to say on this one. I really think that capsule is hurting them. I would say that like of everything on this page, the thing that is doing the most damage here is Phoenix Nightmare, the capsule. Okay. I'm only going to guess 30. It's gonna be my guess. All right, moving on. To Polymemory Butterflies, which is for sale for $1.55, down from $2.59, developed and published by Cutana's Games. Okay. Cutana makes a bunch of hiking games. Oh, wait, no, these are the puzzle game people, right? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I was thinking there's another studio that makes a bunch of hiking games that I really like. But these people, Cutana makes these little sort of gem-like puzzle games. Cute, relaxing polygonal memory game with butterflies. So this is just memory, but you're finding these cute little butterfly images made out of polygons. So these people are doing the bundling thing, right, where they have tons and tons and tons of games in bundles, and they release a lot of games. So no reviews for this one. One person did play it, and it went up on the 25th. Got 1 follower and no reviews. So I'm tentatively going to guess 20 on that one. Moving on to Project Hedra. Project Hedra is for sale for $12.99, developed and published by Maximiliano Levi. I think we've seen Maximiliano as well. Project Hedra is an open-world, low-poly RPG. Create your hero and explore infinite worlds filled with dungeons, temples, and more. Craft gear, potions, and more to aid you on your journey. We have 15 positive reviews. I'm going to double check. Max, have you done something else? No, this is your only game. All right, I was incorrect. So we have a little walking dude. You can customize your little low poly friend. Give them a brightly colored beard. I approve. Discover. Oh, there are other characters. All right. Bunch of outlaws ambush me and stole something. Okay. Fighting bison. Okay. All right. That was a cool little monster. This capsule is very confusing. I don't think the capsule is helping here. But let's see what people are saying. It's a very simple store page. Craft powerful items and gear up for battle. So they're just listing the features here. All right. This game, while seemingly an extremely ambitious game for this developer's first title on Steam, is nothing but a huge buggy mess of assets. Seems to be heavily inspired by Cube World, except the developer doesn't run away for 6 years every time an update drops. I don't know Cube World, but that is a harsh condemnation there. Definitely a game to watch. Wonderful OST. All right, so they got nice music. Honestly, too unfinished to justify its current price tag. So this was this is a 1.0 release from early access. All right, cool. Let's check your charts. This is an older one. Losing followers though. Okay. 13 positive, 4 negatives. And I'm afraid we're going to have to dig again. Hold on, everybody. Okay, not too far then. 4th of January, 2019. So they don't mention that it's gone into early access, out of early access at least. Bunch of new biomes and stuff released on February 7th. So they did do a recent release. Early access builds 18. So it looks like they released one update last year and then one update this year. So it looks like they were doing yearly releases on this. And they've just released another one and decided to push it out into 1.0. Okay, cool. In both cases, this is probably... I'm going to guess 1,000 for this one. Nice job, Maximiliano Levy. Maximiliano Levy, sorry, my bad. All right, moving on to Scorchlands. Another older Steam ID. This one is on sale for $13.94, down from $15.49. Developed by Ringlab and published by Star Drifters. Scorchlands. And we have a developer preview, and we have a hex grid. Ooh. I always love it when people make the hex grid move, like we saw there. The gears of the economy are oiled with magic. Build colonies, connect them with lasers, develop new tech, and terraform a hostile moon. Very cool. Enchanted items will be used when encountering monsters, but magic tools are not just flashy weapons. They are the fuel which makes wealth and resources flow. Okay. It looks like they have, like, terraforming magic, which in a hex grid is very cool. Lovely little animation on all the little... on the building stuff. This looks nice and polished. And you're a little bird person. That's very cute. And you can teleport through lasers. Okay, cool. 10 positive reviews. This is into early access. They have a roadmap. It doesn't tell us where we are on the roadmap. That would be kind of handy. They have a bunch of other games as well, and title is evolved in a very good way. That's a nice review to see. Base building with space and resources managed with a little touch of Dorfromantic. Good morning, Tony. Good morning, Alex. I love how this game feels. So far, I've only played for 1.5 hours. Okay, so it looks like people are liking this one. Let's see their charts. A bunch of people playing it. Very nice. And so this went up on August 18th, 2021. Ooh, big follower spike in the last week. Cool. All right. 1334 followers and 13 positive reviews. Okay, I think this one has legs. I'm going to put an estimate that is much, much higher than what their followers would suggest. But I think that if Ringlab keep updating this one, this is one that could have a very long lifespan and keep selling for a very long time. So my guess for this one is going to be 8,000, I think, and possibly a lot more. Yeah, that's gonna be my guess. All right, moving on to our next game. I would be really happy to come back and see this sell 30 to 70,000 or something like that, and that could very easily happen. But we're going to move on to Street Lords. Street Lords is for sale for $12.66, down from $19.49. Developed and published by Studio HK. Procedurally generated gang warfare meets turn-based strategy and FPS action to deliver an immersive, brutal, endlessly replayable strategic shooter. Generate your city, customize your gangs, and fight in first person on bloody urban battlefields. Well, that is certainly a game concept, isn't it? So we have a low poly shooter combined with a procedurally generated city map. Weird. Okay, it seems to be mostly positive reviews. Fun idea, but it's basically just a series of Counter-Strike style team deathmatches. It reminds me a lot of Ravensfield. Haven't heard of Ravensfield myself, but thank you for that review, Alistan. Game breaks after one round and saves are always corrupted. Not great. Good placeholder, but can't wait to see where it goes. Okay, so they might have released this one a little bit early. It's an interesting idea, though. Let us check the charts. A bunch of people are playing it. And this went up on November 2nd. $382 followers. And 22 positive to 8 negative. So that means they're probably between 1 and 2,000 sales already. I am going to guess substantially more. So I'm going to guess probably 6,000 for this one. Also, I'm definitely raising Scorchlands. I'm going to raise this one to 12,000. Our next one is Beast in the Cave. That's not how you write times. Nor is that. Or this. There we go. Beast in the Cave is a free-to-play game created by Azazel something and published by the same. Beast in the Cave. Huh. This is an adventure plot game in the pixel style of Cthulhu. Follow the tourists described by Lovecraft to have an incredible cave adventure. In the depths of darkness, there are eyes staring at you. Okay. So this looks like an RPG Maker horror game along the lines of Corpse Party. Unfortunately, none of the text in the trailer is translated, so I can't tell what's going on very much. There is a demo that can be run. There is a demo. Oh wait, no, this is just free to play. So there's one positive review. All right, cool. And the store page went up on November 22nd. Picked up 22 followers. And what am I going to guess? I was going to say 60. But I think that's probably because I can't read any of the text. I have a feeling this probably looks better to people who speak the language. So I'm going to put in 100, because it is free. All right. Next game is Trojan. Trojan is for sale for $5.84, down from $6.49, developed and published by KPI Productions. Trojan is a stealth game in which you have to extract a file from a damaged system. Definitely not where I thought they were taking this. Sneak through the levels and avoid enemy attacks to get the file and finish the level. Okay, so this is like a hacking game. We're a cute little robot program, I guess. I'm surprised to see that this is. It's like Tron. It does look like Tron. I'm kind of surprised to see that it's mostly avoiding cameras and not like hiding inside of things, right? It's called Trojan. You would expect it to be about like infiltrating while looking like other things. No user reviews. Went up on January 19th. Only 7 followers, no reviews. I'm trying to think of the last time that I saw a top-down stealth game do well. Like a top-down puzzle stealth game. I'm sure it's happened, I just can't remember any. I guess Monaco did pretty well. That was a while ago. I don't think this one's going to do particularly well, KPI Productions. I think if there were a stronger framing story around this, like so far, none of the images that we can see, yeah, we're all inside this computer, and it's a cool art style, but it's also kind of distancing. There's not a lot to like pull us into this world. So if we had like a hacker character that we could see, and like we could sort of figure out like why are we doing this, and why do we care about like stealing these files? I think that might help. Like provide context for this. As it stands, I'm only going to guess maybe 30 people check this one out. Best of luck, KPI Productions. Moving on to Upgrader. Upgrader is for sale for $4.49, down from $4.99, developed by Sock Studio and published by Lunatic Studio. Upgrader, a top-down action-adventure upgrading roguelike, which introduces a lot of ways to create the ultimate upgrader. Lots of customization with pets, weapons, and accessories. Upgrade for battle. Okay, they're really, really into upgrading. $30 is very harsh. I agree, but they had no reviews and only 7 followers. Steam does not provide visibility unless you bring visibility to Steam, right? Steam is not gonna push this game unless they think it will sell. So yeah, it is rough, but I'm gonna stick with that guess. I hope so. I definitely hope it sells more, and I hope that I'm wrong about that. Whenever I put a low number, I hope that they do better, right? I want everyone to do well. Okay, so this is I'm having a bit of trouble getting a read on this one. This section looks kind of like a Horde Survivor, but then there's sections where you're like walking around a base. Interesting pixel art. Okay. DLC 1. Okay, a couple of people have played this, and went up then. Okay, only picked up 8 followers. Yeah, I think this one has a bit of a comprehensibility problem. It's a little bit confusing as to what you're actually doing. Like, obviously you're upgrading your character, but the like laser focus on that part is a bit unclear, I think. I'm afraid also I'm going to have to put maybe 30 or 40 for this one. Best of luck, Sox Studios. Moving on. That's true. Yes, you definitely have to be doing marketing outside of Steam to get people to come and look at your game. I think the current trouble with Twitter is definitely going to be hurting a lot of the smaller indies, because Twitter used to be a really great way of getting people to view your game, but Twitter has recently clamped down really hard on anything that is linking off-site. They do not show it to people. So I have been noticing people who have been like formerly marketing on Twitter with some success, who have been having a lot of trouble with that. So I think people are going to have to pivot to things like Instagram and TikTok. Post on Reddit. Reddit's okay, but it is also not as it's not as possible to go viral on Reddit as it is for something like Twitter, or Twitter when it was working, or TikTok. All right, our next game is Mino with an exclamation mark in the word. It is for sale for $3.99, down from $4.99, and developed and published by JJ Games. Is this a puzzle or a simulation? I can't define the genre of the game. Well, that is a problem, because you made it. Clear the stage in various ways, use different special dominoes, and play the game with objects. Okay. So it is a domino game. Like it's not the game dominoes, but it is a game where you can knock over dominoes. Okay. Is this just about watching them, or what do we actually control? Like oh, okay, we do actually control the dominoes. Okay, we can place the dominoes. Huh. Okay. Interesting. There's one review. It is positive. Hmm. And 23. Picked up only 8 followers. But besieged with dominoes. Build something to accomplish an objective. Yeah, that's true. I think the description is maybe poorly translated, and maybe this works better in the original language. You can do mino. There's a variety of dirty jokes that leap to mind, but I'm not going to say them. Yeah, I think that this one is suffering from some odd marketing decisions, but there's definitely people out here who would get an enormous kick out of this game. The domino mechanics themselves look pretty good. Like they look solid. There's no physics weirdness. The physics all looks really solid. The placement looks maybe a little bit basic, but like it works. So yeah, I think this one could have done much better, I think, if it had been marketed more and to the right people. Yes, they do actually. What do they do, Tony? I'm gonna guess 100 on this one, I think. I agree. It does actually sound fun. Yeah, it's just the marketing material that initially like put me on the back foot. I couldn't figure out what it was doing. And it looks like you can place more than just the dominoes. Like you can place all these objects. So that's really cool. All right. The domino physics looks good. Yes, I agree. Yeah. Yeah. I think having lots and lots of really weird stuff to interact with would be good for a game like that. All right. Our next game, though, and our last game for today is YourTrain. YourTrain is for sale for $2.99, down from $4.99. Developed and published by McCuney Railway Games. McCuney Railway Games. This is a simulation game of driving a train to transport customers on a Japanese railroad line. Wild. Okay. This is a simulation game of driving a train to transport customers on a Japanese railroad line. No railroad knowledge is required to play YourTrain. This game is a brain game with simpler rules but requires a lot of brain power. Huh. I wonder if these are real lines. Like if these are real Japanese train lines. Yes, they are real lines. Okay, so this is like realistic train line simulation. More than 50 train lines to play with. I have absolutely no idea how you actually control stuff, though. It looks like you're controlling how long they wait. The actual controls here are extremely ambiguous to me. So this definitely has a comprehensibility problem, right? Interesting idea. I definitely think there are train enthusiasts in particular who would be really interested in something like this, but the mechanics are so obscure that I think that people will look at this and go like, but what do I do? It's difficult to see like How do we see how many customers are at each stop? How long have they been waiting for? How do we control the trains? Many, many questions, and those are questions that you need to answer in your marketing materials. Otherwise, people will click away. I'm not, but I'm going to go down and check. There's no in-app purchases and no ads. Nice. Please concentrate on the game. All right. Share your operating results on social media. I don't even know how I would begin to do that. Let's check the charts. So a couple of people did play this. It went up on January 25th. So it had very little time to build up followers, only got 11 followers and no reviews. So This one's kind of a bummer because I think Conjury Railway games. Actually, let's double check if they've made something else. Have you guys made any other railway games? No. So this is your first game. Bummer. Okay. This is clearly someone who has deep insider knowledge of railways. I'm guessing this is someone who is either a train enthusiast or has worked on a railway at some point. And so I definitely think they have made a game that has a niche, right? People get really into trains. But I don't think that they marketed it. And I think that their design is like so deep inside baseball that if you don't know what, if you can't look at this and go like, yes, I understand exactly what's going on here, you will not get it at all, because I'm looking at this and I still have no idea. So, gosh, this is one I think if they post like Math was saying, this is a game where Reddit would be really good, right? Go post this on a bunch of train enthusiast Reddits. I think that this would get some traction, but it doesn't look like they're doing that, so that's kind of a bummer. If they don't do any external marketing, if they try and rely on what Steam gives them, I'm going to guess 30 again, but I definitely think that they could have a little gem here, right? I don't think that they're going to sell 1 million copies of this, but yeah, this is a train person who made a game, not a game person who made a train game. Yeah, I agree, right? This is someone who's into trains, and particularly this part of trains, which is like train scheduling and stuff. So I think that there's probably a market for this, but I don't think that they have found it yet. And I hope they do. Best of luck, Conjury Revell games. Our tags for today are, as usual, unilluminating. They don't particularly tell us very much. It's always the same kind of top 10 games, top 10 tags. I kind of think I should be like checking to see tag trends over time or something, like has RPG been going up or down, or has shooter been going up or down or something, because just looking at the tag numbers I don't think is really getting me much. I gotta figure out something to do with them, because I'm sure there's useful information in here, I just can't find it. In terms of our percentage of games that got no reviews, it is 25% today. I suspect the UI of this train game looks like the boards real train companies plan their trains with. That's why it seems so obscure and ungamey. I agree. Yeah, like I have seen stuff that looks similar to that in extremely niche YouTube videos that I watch at 3 o'clock in the morning because I don't want to go to sleep. So yeah, like it's definitely like a authentic train game, right? And I assume that they have all the numbers correct for the various train lines. Because that everything about that game says that they got all the numbers right. So significantly better than yesterday. Only 25% of games got negligible response, compared to 56% of games that happened yesterday. Big standouts for me in terms of interesting ones were Hug Survivor. Hug Survivor is so weird and strange, and I like it. All about trains, Lionel, trains. Yes. Yeah. So I think that's all for today's stream. Thank you all for coming by and asking questions. That was very nice. I hope you got something useful out of this exploration of the Steam store pages for February 7th. And I'm going to bid you a very happy afternoon. See you, everybody.